Oil life 5%? Stay calm. It's not oil level. Schedule soon, not panic. I'm Morgan Lane, your safety-first car guy with more than a decade in the shop and in investigations. Here's the truth. That little percent on your dash is not a dipstick. It's a smart estimate of how much useful life your oil has left. Most cars use software, not a physical oil quality sensor. The program watches things like trip length, engine temperature, idle time, and RPM. Hard days drain the number faster. Easy highway miles slow it down. After an oil change and a proper reset, it should pop back to 100%. Tip for instant peace. 5% means the oil is nearly used up, so plan a change within days, not hours. I've tested this in the field. Even at around 3%, the oil still lubricates, but it's at the end of its service life. That is your heads up, not a doomsday buzzer. If you're on a road trip, it's not telling you the engine is empty. It's saying, let's book service soon. You're watching Recall Roadmap with Morgan. How did you react the first time you saw that oil life warning on your dash? Next, I'll show you exactly what 5% really means, and when it becomes an emergency. 5% oil life pops up and your heart jumps. Hold on. This is a warning, not an emergency. Here's how I read it in plain English. At 15%, start planning. At 5%, schedule now. At 0, you are overdue. The engine is still running at 5% because the oil is still doing its job, but its additives are close to spent. Manufacturers set that alert early on purpose. It gives you a buffer to finish your week, avoid panic, and book a proper appointment. The system isn't measuring oil level. It's scoring oil use based on your driving. Short trips, idle hours, high RPM, hot or cold weather. Those things wear oil out faster. Long, steady highway drives wear it out slower. In our inspections, I've seen cars tick down to 3% and run just fine. But that's the line where I say, change it very soon. After the service and the correct reset, your display should jump back to 100%. If it doesn't, the monitor wasn't reset. Bottom line, treat 5% like the yellow light. Breathe, plan, and schedule. So you know 5% is caution. But what happens when it finally hits 0? Let's talk about that next. Oil life at 0% feels like a siren. You're overdue. But take a breath. Your engine didn't fail at the exact moment the number hit 0. What 0 means is the oil has reached the end of its intended service life. Protection is falling off. Friction and heat resistance are no longer where they should be. That's why the message sounds urgent. Engineers program these systems to be conservative. They would rather you change a little early than risk damage or a messy warranty debate later. Can you drive to a shop? In most cases, yes, but go soon. I tell drivers to book right away and avoid long trips until it's changed. Every mile you wait is a mile with reduced protection, and that wear adds up. If you roll past 0 again and again, you're playing with the most expensive part of your car. Fresh oil is cheap compared to bearings and timing components. My rule, 5% means schedule now, 0% means go straight to service. Don't ignore it, and don't stress drive either. We've covered what the alerts mean. Next question. Who gets the final say on timing, your car's computer or the owner's manual? Let's settle that. Oil life says 10%. The manual says change every 12 months. Which one wins? Here's how I guide owners. Use the smarter tool for the situation, and respect the other as a backstop. The oil life monitor adapts to real use. I've watched it cut intervals almost in half during harsh winters with lots of short trips, then stretch them longer in mild summer highway driving. That's the point of the algorithm. It looks at how you drive, not just a fixed mileage. But time still matters. Oil ages even when you barely drive. Moisture, fuel traces, and temperature swings break it down. Many makers cap you at once a year, sometimes sooner under severe use. So if your percent is still high at 11 months, change it anyway. One more key. Quality parts don't void your warranty. The federal warranty law says a manufacturer can't force their brand of oil or filter to keep coverage. They can only deny a claim if your parts or neglect caused the damage. Keep your receipts and notes. Use the right oil spec from the manual. Monitor versus manual is now sorted. Next, let's see how harsh driving can chew through your oil life faster than you think. Stop and go all day? Lots of short trips? Long idle lines and blazing summer heat? These are oil life killers. Most drivers don't realize they meet the severe service definition without towing a thing. Here's why. Oil needs time and temperature to boil off moisture and fuel vapors. Short hops don't give it that time. The computer knows this. It counts engine starts, idle hours, coolant, and oil temperatures, and RPM. City traffic and extreme weather push that score down fast. I've seen daily short commutes in winter cut a change interval to around 2,000 miles because the engine never fully warmed up. The same car, with long summer highway drives, stretched closer to 4,000. That's not the oil being fickle, that's the driving. If your life is mostly short trips under 10 minutes, plan earlier changes. Don't let the number surprise you. My quick rule: severe use often halves the interval. It's not a failure. It's the system protecting you. If this kind of clear, calm car care helps you, tap subscribe so you never miss the next safety breakdown. Now, even with a smart monitor, there's a trap. A high oil life percent won't catch a low oil level. Let's fix that next. Oil life 50% but a low oil light flashing? That feels weird, but it makes sense. Oil life is about quality. Oil level is about amount. Two different things. The oil life system can't tell you how much oil is actually in the engine. Most cars handle that with a separate level sensor or, old school, your dipstick. I always teach this habit. Check your oil level monthly, and anytime you see a new warning. You can have great oil by condition and still be a quart low from a small leak or normal use. That can starve the pump on hard turns or hills. On the flip side, you can be full on the dipstick and still be overdue by time or percent. Both checks matter. If your dash shows 5% oil life, schedule a change. If your level is low, top it off now and find out why. Never ignore drips, burning smells, or a spot on the driveway. The percent won't save an engine that ran out of oil. Level and life work together. With that clear, let's keep the monitor honest. After an oil change, you must reset it the right way. Here's how I do it. Oil changed, but the dash still says 5%? That's a reset problem, not an oil problem. The monitor doesn't magically know you serviced the car. You have to tell it. On many cars, you turn the key or push start to the on position, open the settings, or use the trip button, and hold until the display reads 100%. Others use a steering wheel menu. Your manual has the exact steps. Why does this matter so much? If you don't reset, the system keeps counting as if the old oil is still in there. It will nag you early, confuse you, and ruin your tracking. If you reset too soon by mistake, your clock started over before the oil was changed. My safe play? Note the mileage and date, then change a little early next time to recenter your schedule. One more pro move. Write down every reset with the odometer reading. That way, your oil life percent always makes sense when you compare it to miles and time. Reset complete, tracking clean. If this is a used car with unknown history, there's a simple fresh start I use every time. Let's set that baseline. You just bought a used car and the oil life display shows a big number. Do you trust it? I don't, not yet. If you don't know the last oil change date, treat it as due now. Get a baseline oil and filter service right away. Then reset the monitor to 100% and start your own record. From this point on, you're in control. Write down the date, mileage, oil type, and filter brand. Now the percent on the dash matches oil you actually know. This also helps you spot patterns. If the number drops fast, maybe you have lots of short trips or idling. If it barely moves over months, time is becoming the limiter, and you'll hit the 1-year mark before miles. The goal is simple. Remove the guesswork the last owner left behind. Fresh oil, fresh filter, clean slate. With your baseline set, you can follow the monitor and the manual with confidence. That's good for your engine and your wallet. We've got the car and the plan dialed in. Next step is protecting yourself on paper so any future engine claim goes smoothly. Let me show you the records that matter. Picture this. The engine starts making noise, and the service desk hints at neglect. This is where your simple notes earn their keep. Keep a small log or an app record for every oil change. Write the date, the mileage, the oil grade and brand, the filter brand, and who did the work. Staple or scan the receipt. That's it. These papers turn a he said, she said into facts. If a real defect shows up later, your records prove you followed the schedule. And here's a confidence boost. Under federal warranty law, a manufacturer can't void your warranty just because you used a quality aftermarket oil or filter. They have to show that your parts or your neglect caused the damage. So buy the correct spec oil listed in your manual, keep the receipts, and relax. I've seen logs like this save owners thousands. It also helps you remember when to change next without guessing. Records protect your engine, your wallet, and your peace of mind. Documentation done. One more twist before we wrap up. A few engines and software updates have special rules that beat the normal monitor. Let's cover those exceptions. All clear? Not always. Some engines need special care that overrides the percent on your dash. That's why I always check for recalls and technical service bulletins, called TSBs. A few engines have had oil dilution or timing problems that led to updated oil change guidance or even a reflash of the oil life algorithm. If your make and model shows a bulletin for oil life timing, follow that bulletin even if your monitor still shows a healthy number. Also, pay close attention during the first few thousand miles of a brand new engine. Some brands want your first change by time or mileage while the system learns your patterns. On the other end, very old cars or cars with faults may not track oil life correctly at all. When in doubt, follow the manual severe service schedule and use the correct oil grade and spec. Using the wrong oil can throw off both protection and the monitor's assumptions. Smart rule. Trust the monitor when the car is healthy, but let TSBs and the manual win every time there's a conflict. We've handled the edge cases. Now let's bring it all home with the key takeaways you can use today. Let's wrap it up. We've solved the mystery behind that oil life percent. 15% means start planning. 5% means schedule now. 0% means you're overdue, so head to service. Oil life is about oil quality, not oil level, so keep checking the dipstick. Short trips, idling, and extreme weather will drop the number faster. Even if you drive a little, change at least once a year. After every service, reset the monitor to 100% and log the date and miles. If you bought a used car, do a baseline oil and filter now and start fresh. Keep receipts. Warranty law protects proper DIY and aftermarket choices when they meet the right specs. Some engines and TSBs still set special rules, so check for updates. This is Recall Roadmap with Morgan, and my mission is to keep your car safe and your money in your pocket. If today helped, please subscribe, like, and share with a friend who needs a calm plan. Thanks for watching. After hearing this, will you trust your oil life percent or follow a strict time schedule? What will you do the next time you see 25%, 10%, or 0% on your dash?